In the last video, we saw how Jacob, through Laban's deception, not only got Rachel but also her sister Leah as wives, and how later on he had further children through their maidservants. God blessed him abundantly, and his livestock grew steadily. Today, the story continues. Jacob became very wealthy, but Laban's sons were jealous. They grumbled, "Jacob has taken away all that was our father's." Even Laban himself was no longer as friendly toward him as before. Then the Lord said to Jacob, "Return to the land of your fathers and to your family, and I will be with you." Then Jacob called Rachel and Leah to the field and said, "I see your father's countenance, that it is not favorable toward me as before, but the God of my father has been with me, and you know that with all my might I have served your father. Yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God did not allow him to hurt me. In a dream, I heard the angel of God say, 'Jacob, lift your eyes now and see, all the rams which leap on the flocks are streaked, speckled, and gray-spotted. For I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the pillar and where you made a vow to me. Now arise, get out of this land and return to the land of your family.'" Rachel and Leah stood by Jacob. They knew that their father had treated them like strangers and had failed to leave them an inheritance. And so they moved with Jacob and all their possessions to Canaan, the land of his father, Isaac. Before they left, however, Rachel stole her father's household idols. Laban was away from home, and Jacob did not tell him about his departure. He secretly crossed the Euphrates with all he had and moved toward the mountains of Gilead. It was not until the third day that Laban found out about the escape. He immediately took his brethren with him and chased after Jacob. After 7 days, he caught up with him in the mountains of Gilead. But the night before, God appeared to Laban, the Syrian, in a dream and said, "Be careful that you speak to Jacob only what is good." When Laban reached him, he also set up camp and said to Jacob, "What have you done that you have stolen away unknown to me, and carried away my daughters like captives taken with the sword? Why did you flee away secretly and not tell me? For I might have sent you away with joy and songs. And you did not allow me to kiss my sons and my daughters. It is in my power to do you harm, but the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, 'Be careful that you speak to Jacob nothing but good.' And now you have surely gone, because you greatly long for your father's house. But why did you steal my gods?" Jacob replied, "Because I was afraid, for I said, perhaps you would take your daughters from me by force. With whomever you find your gods, do not let him live." But Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen the idols. Laban searched the whole camp but did not find them, for Rachel had hidden them in the camel's saddle and remained seated, pretending to be ill in the manner of women. Then Jacob became angry and said, "What is my trespass? What is my sin that you have so hotly pursued me? Although you have searched all my things, what part of your household things have you found? These 20 years I have been with you. Your female sheep and goats have not miscarried their young, and I have not eaten the rams of your flock. That which was torn by beasts, I bore the loss of it. You required it from my hand, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. There I was. In the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from my eyes. I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 years for your flock, and you have changed my wages 10 times. Unless the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely now you would have sent me away empty-handed. God has seen my affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked you last night." Laban replied, "These women are my daughters, and these children are my grandchildren, and this flock is my flock. All that you see is mine. But what can I do? Come, let us make a covenant." They erected a pile of stones as a sign of their agreement. Laban said, "This pillar is a witness between you and me this day. I will not pass beyond this heap to you, and you will not pass beyond this pillar to me for harm. If you afflict my daughters, or if you take other wives besides my daughters, although no man is with us, see, God is witness between you and me." Jacob swore by the God of his father Isaac to keep this agreement. Then he offered a sacrifice and invited the men to a meal. And early in the morning, Laban arose and kissed his sons and daughters and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned to his place. But Jacob continued his way and sent messengers to his brother Esau, who lived in Edom. They were instructed to say, Your servant Jacob has dwelt with Laban and stayed there until now. I have flocks and male and female servants, and I have sent to tell my lord that I may find favor in your sight." When the messengers returned, they reported, "Esau is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Then Jacob was very afraid and prayed, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, the Lord who said to me, 'Return to your country and to your family, and I will deal well with you.' I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which you have shown your servant. For I crossed over this Jordan with my staff, and now I have become two companies. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother Esau, for I fear he comes and kills me and my family. For you said, 'I will surely treat you well and make your descendants as the sand of the sea.'" The next morning, Jacob prepared a large present for Esau, many herds of goats, sheep, camels, cattle, and donkeys. He sent them ahead and said to his servants, "When Esau meets you and asks whose this is, say, 'They are your servant Jacob's. It is a present sent to my lord Esau, and behold, he also is behind us.'" Jacob hoped to appease Esau with the gift before they met. That night, Jacob brought his family and possessions across the Jabbok River. When he was left alone, a man came out to meet him and wrestled with him until dawn. But this man was no ordinary person, it was God himself. When he saw that he could not overpower Jacob, he touched his hip so that it was dislocated. Then he said, "Let me go, for the dawn is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." "What is your name?" the man asked. "Jacob," he replied. Then the man said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed." Jacob named the place Peniel and said, "For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved." As he continued on his way, he limped because of his hip. Shortly thereafter, he saw Esau coming with 400 men. He quickly arranged his family, first the maids with their children, then Leah with hers, and lastly Rachel with Joseph. Jacob himself went before them and bowed 7 times until he came to Esau. Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. "Who are these with you?" Esau asked. Jacob replied, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." Then the women and children came forward and bowed. "What do you mean by all this company you sent me?" Esau asked. "These are to find favor in the sight of my lord," Jacob replied. "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself," said Esau. But Jacob insisted, "No, please. If I have now found favor in your sight, then receive my present from my hand, inasmuch as I have seen your face as though I had seen the face of God, and you were pleased with me." Finally, Esau accepted the gift, and the brothers were reconciled. After that, they went their separate ways again. Jacob arrived safely in Shechem in the land of Canaan, bought a piece of land there, pitched his tents, and erected an altar. He named it "God is the God of Israel." But a great injustice occurred there. Dinah, Leah's daughter, was raped by Shechem, the son of Hamor. When Jacob's sons heard this, their anger rose. Through trickery, they demanded that all the men of the city be circumcised. On the 3rd day, Simeon and Levi slew the men, killed Hamor and Shechem, freed Dinah, and plundered the city. Jacob rebuked them, but they said, "Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute?" And God said to Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make an altar there to God." Then Jacob said to his family and to all who were with him, "Put away the foreign gods that are among you, purify yourselves and change your garments. Then let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make an altar there to God, who answered me in the day of my distress." And God appeared to Jacob again and blessed him. "Your name shall not be called Jacob anymore, but Israel shall be your name. I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall proceed from you, and kings shall come from your body. The land which I gave Abraham and Isaac I give to you, and to your descendants after you." And Jacob set up a pillar of stone in that place, and he poured a drink offering on it, pouring oil on it, and they set out from Bethel. Under great pain, Rachel gave birth to a son, but she died in childbirth. Jacob named the boy Benjamin. Rachel was buried on the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. Then Jacob went to his father Isaac. Isaac died at the age of 180 after a long and fulfilling life, and his sons Esau and Jacob buried him together.